Mr. Huber is my good friend, and he worked in the international organization that deal with peace and all the conflicts, and he will share with us his experience how this inner peace practice can overcome the challenge for him and his team. And Ms. Joy Varala, she's the entrepreneur and also a board of director of Tree Academy. She has the first director of inner peace of this school, because now inner peace become a subject, required subject that every children will have a chance to learn. So please give a big hand on lot number 8 to welcome Mr. Huber and Miss Joy. Okay. Huber, can I start with you? That how this kind of inner peace thing come into your life, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about that challenge that did last 1 year. I think we are facing stress, worker, government, business. We want to hear from you how you deal with it.
Thank you very much, Momburin, for this invitation, for the participation. I think the slogan is very strong. Better me, better work. We need this in these times a lot. There's no doubt about it. Then, as I mentioned, the slogan is very strong, and we need this in these times. Before to answer your question, I'd like to all of you to give a little bit of my background and why I come into the conclusions that the meditation and the inner peace is a solution, not only for our own life, also for the people live around us, for our society, for our children, for the future of the environment, for the future of our world. I was a former Air Force pilot for more than 30 years. And after that, I started to support working in the international organizations that is related to help people make peace around the world. I am working in the areas of logistics. I don't want to be in detail of that. And during my experience, I was deployed in most of the parts, in different parts of the world, but always a post-conflict area or ongoing conflict. Then, when I was young, it's not my case now, but I saw a lot of things. At that moment, I don't see that kind of things. And when I say that kind of thing, was very strong. Mutilations, how human being can react with another human being. In that time, I don't think my brain is going to catch this and put in some space back to coming in the future. Then, when the stress I don't want to express, but I don't want to explain what is stress, because anyone knows about the stress in this normal world that we live in this modern life, and the stress for different situations in work and so on. Put me all that bad experience that I saw with my eyes, and I suspect this was elite in my brain. Put my experience again in front of me. And how does it happen? Okay, the stress, I have some different issues in the inner ear, the real inner ear, and I struggle with some vertical issues and so on. And after that, I cannot sleep. And when I sleep, I start to dream. And I dream with that experience I have 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Then I say, okay, what happened here? Of course, the first thing any human is doing is go to see the doctor. I go to see the doctor, they start to check my ears and so on. Then, but the problem was not there. The problem was here. Then I can tell you that I think I was under the PTSD, and I believe I never going to recover for that. Was very challenged all the time I passed, because I try to help my family. I try to support my wife, but I cannot do it if I don't support myself, because I was not in the condition even to take care of myself. Then, of course, you follow the doctor's instruction, you follow medicines, all this modern activity. But when I found the really key in that was in the meditation. And let me to tell you something. My wife is from Thailand. And at that time, we are married for more than 20 years. And with this problem start, almost was about in 2019, or recently, that she told me before about meditation, about this kind of thing. But for my Western culture, I don't catch very well the idea of meditation and so on. And for me, also to sit in this extreme position that my legs cannot support, that I don't understand at all, because it was not my culture, of course, and I don't have this touching with the culture. Then my wife, of course, she told me the best for you is to try to make peace with your mind and say, fine, I understand that word, but how? Probably how? Because with this medication is not solve my problem. Then she introduced me with Monbury and with his inner peace, mind, and the slogan of mind shower, and the beautiful bird that is the negative thoughts that you can never touch. I said, wow, this is interesting. And I start to practice that. And I start to feel better. Much, much, much better. Immediately. The situation was drastically changed in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and improve more, every time more. Until another challenges come, the COVID-19. They put me again in the situations between the wall and the knife, okay, and say, wow, now we have to deal with this another situation that means you have to be isolated, you cannot go out, and you have to manage your work, you have to manage people around the world, and you have to start again to see another interaction that is the community that we are doing now. That was not normal 2 years ago. Then most stress was coming. I have staff under me in different parts of the world that I working with them, including in very challenged locations where you don't have water, electricity, food, and so on. People is normal. They have their own problems. They have family issues. They have babies. They have children. They have sickness. And thanks to the meditations, I don't say I am the Superman, nothing. I am a normal man. But thanks to the meditation, anyone approach to me with some problem, I help. I try to help. And what I give to them was very simple. I give the web page and the link of Mongorin for his web page. And I say, try. And I mentioned so much about the birth, that for me was working, these negative thoughts around. And people start to be encouraged and look at me and say, listen, I recovered. I am okay now. Then you can have the same experience. And then, these kind of things help me when you be encouraged. And we talk with a clear language, because most of the time we are afraid to expose our inner soul. But when we come and expose our inner soul, and we say, this is my problem, and this is the problem the world has, because no one escaped to that, then we are realistic. And I was not realistic before. And I told you, for this, I like to tell you before my background. Then, including to support the people in the very stressful situations. Working telecommuting is very difficult when you're working, for example, from New York to Pakistan. And if you have people in the middle of the world, in Africa, Europe, and you have to coordinate that. People are in their home with their children, with their problem, etc. We know all that. And what I advise to them is, before anything, is the shower mind. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, clean your mind, clean your shower. Do the shower mind, and you will see that this is work. And for me, it was really, really work. When Monburin asked me how I was managed the pandemic some months ago, I said, thanks to that experience I have, I manage very well. Very, very well, and I can help people to manage it. I hope this small introduction, small ideas to change can help others also. And thank you very much, Maureen. Thank you, all of you. And I really appreciate your time. Many thanks.
Oh, give a big hand to Sir Hoover, who gave us very insightful, from his stressful work, top job for international peace. We will hear from Miss Joy. Let's move from the war zone conflict into school in Los Angeles. Miss Joy, please take microphone. We want to hear from you how kids react to this.
ครับนมัสการหลวงพี่ค่ะ and just hello everybody that watching here and thank you so much for a beautiful introduction. My name is Joy. I live in Los Angeles, just like Long Pi say. Currently, I'm the director of the meditation and yoga at 3 Academy, and I'm also a well-being consultant to consult with the business entrepreneur about their health and their well-being. So it is my honor to be a small part of this global movement. Personally, meditation, since I was very young, meditation has been a driving force until now in all perspective expected of my life. And professionally, give me a chance to be able to work alongside with Long Pi Burin, and also the most two of the respected educator in America, Dr. Paul Cumming and Daryl Soares. They are the founder and the principals of the school that we have the program with. So we introduced our program in the Kids Life Education here in the Middleland High School about 4 years ago. And the result that had the remarkable result. I'm the first of the volunteer to teach there, and for the program, everybody can see how much of the change in our students. So much so into our principal had adopted the program into the mandatory classes at the same as intellectual class alongside with math, science, language arts, and so on. So right now we're starting from 4 classes per week. 8 classes per month. Right now we are giving the classes to 82 classes per month. So it is keep on increasing and increasing. So everybody support this program, and not only students, but also the faculty and also parents. Parents is so tremendous of the change in their child. So for my own experience, I see so much of our program has make a change in our student life. So recently, we are introducing the teaching about love and kindness to our own self, to our student. I could see that with my own eye that it's just the student have receiving is kind of like the idea of love and kindness to ourselves haven't been innate into everyone. And I remember that so well that many of the students even come up to ask me kind of like permission. Is really, can I love myself? Is it okay to love me? So that is really profound example and experience of what are we doing here. Creating the peace to each child and to each person, and world peace to individuals.
Oh, thank you. Good joy. Wow, that's wonderful. So nice to hear. Are you done with your message or?
Yes, and I also want to say something that I remember Long Pi asked me to talk about how the meditation have been impact to me and what do I think about it. I think this meditation is really helping my life and also student life, like I mentioned before. And now, like we can create the career of the teacher here. So I'm so grateful to be here and want to invite you to go to Tree Academy website to understand about our program. And if any country would like to adopt this program in the Peace Life Education into your country, and I'm willing to walk you to how to do and how do we create the student with the bright-minded and clarity, and also the team of the passionate teacher that they come every day to teach the student about this quality of life. I don't know if you can hear me well, but I would like to welcome all of you to please, if you are interested, to bring the Inner Peace Education program in your country, wherever you are. So right now we're creating not only the communities of the students that have been practicing showering of the mind to make the clarity of the mind and also thriving in their learning. But also we're creating community of parents and the teacher. The way that the student thinking about perhaps a perspective about themselves and how they could show up in the world. We change the way the students interact with each other and also interact with their teacher and their own family. And our teacher have passions and create this as a main career. And I welcome you all to check out at the Tree Academy. If any one of you having a question or would like to introduce this program want to know more information, please contact me to joy@wellnessofjoy.com. I'm happy to answer and help you through the program, this beautiful program, into your school. Thank you.
Today we have a special guest, top-level officials from the Philippines. Also, my good friend and also medical student, Miss Raya Plenofor, that she used Inner Peace amazingly in a very hard place to use Inner Peace political well.
Good evening from the Philippines and to the other parts of the world, good day. Again, I am Rhea Plenofor, a Filipino and a believer that world peace can be achieved through inner peace, because peace must come from within. With the pandemic continuously flashed right in our very eyes, we can choose to be that light for others. And as we celebrate the global light of peace this year, I enjoin everyone to choose peace, the kind of peace from within when no chaos or distraction can ever overpower, the kind of peace that brings humankind to help each other amidst uncertain times. We may not be able to understand why we are being confronted with this global crisis, but we must understand that when we are at peace with ourselves and others, we will be able to surmount whatever challenges or difficulties. When we are at peace, when we are truly at peace, we are able to think clearly and come up with sound decisions as we all face this pandemic. Finally, may we all be instruments of peace, not only in words and thoughts, but deeds. Again, happy global light of peace. Thank you very much, and mabuhay.
Thank you, Raya. Give a big hand. I love number 8 to Under Secretary Raya from Philippines. Thank you, Raya.